Okay, don't you think it's weird that a lot of serial killers have head injuries? So people like Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy, they had head injuries. And what's even crazier, in studies it's shown that violent offenders have low brain activity. The parts of the brain that controls behavior be really low. So it really makes you wonder, is it just a coincidence or is something really wrong with their brain? I think something's wrong with their brain because when you take a look at Richard Ramirez, it starts to make sense. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's just me. Today I'm back with another true crime video. If you're into true crime and makeup, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My makeup's already done, but typically I would do my makeup and talk about the crime. But no more talking, let's get into the video. Richard Ramirez was born in 1960 in El Paso, Texas, and his childhood was filled with violence. His father was extremely abusive, creating a home built on fear. Then at a young age, he suffered many head injuries, which later led to seizures. But the biggest influence in his life was Richard Ramirez's cousin. Richard Ramirez's cousin was a Vietnam War veteran, right? So after he came home from the war, he started to show and brag about all of the violent crimes that he committed over there. And he started to show these very disturbing images and graphic photos to Richard. Mind you, Richard is a young boy at this time, and he's showing a young child that. And then one day when Richard was just 13 years old, he watched his cousin kill his own wife right in front of him. After that, something in Richard just changed. As he got older, things didn't get better. He started to use drugs young, committed small crimes, and even was sent to juvenile camp. But mentally, he was changing. He began associating his thoughts with violence. And then he got a job. And you know, as you get older, you have to get a job. So that's what he did. He started to work at this hotel. You know, it starts to seem normal. Difference between everybody else and Richard was not using this job just to make money. He was using this job to watch people. He was learning their routines, he was waiting for people, and one night he decides to take a step further. He uses his access to enter a guest room, and inside that guest room was a woman, and in that moment crossed a major line. But then suddenly the husband walks in, and the husband sees this random man in his room, so he attacks. He catches him and immediately fight back. They hold him down. Then the police are called, and it should have ended there, but it did not. The charges get dropped because the couple didn't want to come back to. The charges did get dropped because the couple did not want to testify. So if the couple went to testify, I'm pretty sure Richard would have been in jail, but I think he would have gotten out of jail. After that, Richard, he disappears for a while. Then he moves to Cali. In 1984, this is where everything really starts. And his first victim was known as Mei Ling. And that alone tells you that this wasn't someone slowly escalating. This was someone already capable of something extreme. The months later, he breaks into a home and attacks Jenny Vencro, a 79-year-old woman who was sound asleep in her home. And what really made this terrifying is how he got in. And he got in through an unlocked window. But in 1985, he breaks into a home and kills Vincent Zazaria, then attacks his wife, Maxine Zazaria. And now this isn't just random anymore. This is just fear spreading across the entire city. After that, the attacks do not stop. Different homes, different victims. People started to lock every door, checking their windows, double checking their door, everything. And they started to sleep with weapons because nobody felt safe anymore. They didn't know if that was going to be their last night in their home. And when you start to look back at everything, the abuse, the trauma, the head injuries, it makes you question something. How much of this was a choice? And how much of it started long before anyone noticed? As an adult, he still chose that pathway. But as a child, he was mishandled as a child, and I think that affected him as an adult. Then finally, a break in the case, a shoe print. So this clue leads to him going to jail. And when his face is released, people recognize him, they chase him down, and they held him down till the police arrived. Like, imagine how much of a relief that must feel that you finally caught this man that was insane. At trial, he showed no remorse. I mean, he was laughing, he was smiling, he was acting like nothing mattered, and he was sentenced to death. So Richard, he died from some type of cancer, and he was on death row for like 20 years. But yeah, this man was just horrible. So when you look at this case, I mean, from the head injuries to the people around him and how he grew up, was he created like this or he was just born this way?